Hey, what's going on, everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so going on my trip to Target, but doing the long trip again. Felt like getting a little extra walking in. Since I stayed in the house yesterday and rested, boy, did I rest well too. My body definitely needed it. I was tired from that day of lugging my not my suitcase, but my backpack with all of the groceries in it. But I knew that I would be making another Target trip because I didn't have everything that I needed. I only bought partial stuff because I knew I was coming a long way and didn't want to carry so much. So it was a good chance I would probably make another trip, but I figured I'd make a trip on this side of town. I had every intention of going to this particular Target, but then, I just decided to make it a long trip, turn it into a day, like I would normally do on a weekday, since there's really nothing going on today. Some football games being played, but I don't care to watch. No basketball for my team. We'll be, of course, doing what we do tomorrow against the Celtics on Christmas Day. So for me, it's like, let me get out the house. Let me listen to that voice inside saying make a day out of it, rather than just go right down the street and then come back and then be in the room all day again today. Because I'll likely want to be in the room tomorrow because the Laker game is early. The game is at 2, so I figured if I don't get out and make a day out of this, we could be looking at 3 straight days in the house. And that, my friends, is not what I think the Lord wants me to do. Give me just a second. I'm zipping this up because it ain't all that warm. Try not to shut off the camera while doing so. Hopefully I pulled this off. Just a second. We're almost there. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of what the day is for me thus far. Just changing my mind. Bear with me, folks. I'm trying to zip this thing up. There we go. But yeah, so about to walk down the street as I always do my little routine. Not sure which Target I'll go to. Also, another contributing factor to my decision is toothpaste. I haven't been able to find my toothpaste, and I'm running out right now. In fact, I don't even know if I can squeeze another brush out of that thing. So I think I'll probably check and see if I can find my favorite toothpaste in Hollywood. That is where I haven't checked, because everywhere around here, no. Amazon, no. So it's like, have they discontinued it? I don't think so. It's just difficult to find. I didn't have any problem finding it in Lenox. For whatever reason, that Ralph's always had it. And so that's that. But I figured I'd try to see if I could find my favorite toothpaste. I can't think of the name of it right now, but I know it when I see it. Fresh Breath something. Aqua Fresh Breath. I don't know. They have the other kind of Aqua Fresh that's like neighboring to that same type, but I tried it once and it's literally the worst toothpaste I've ever tasted in my entire life. Like literally that, the very worst. So I bought 2 tubes of that as an alternate and was stuck with it for several months. This is how long it took to get rid of it. So for me, it's like, nah, never again will I try that. I never got used to it either. It was just a bad brush for every single time. It was awful. But it is what it is, man. Moving into a direction where I just want to make the day out of this thing. I'm not tired like I was yesterday at all. So staying in the house seemed counterproductive when you're getting used to being out, like after a long stint of isolation like I had. So it's like, nah, let's move on from sitting in that house, get the exercise that I want, and then come back and hopefully put myself in a position to want to do my squat regimen, because I also did not do that yesterday. I was praying about it. I told God I wanted to, but my body was saying, no, let's just take that time to rest and sleep. And then when you wake up tomorrow, which is today, you'll feel 100% fresh. So that's what's up. I did buy myself the fajitas yesterday. I bought myself a little cheat meal. Just wanted to give my body something different to eat, and enjoyed it. Didn't regret it at all. And watched it, ate that right before the Laker game. So that was a real treat for me. Kind of celebrated my Christmas that way, because I know tomorrow I'm not going to be doing nothing like that. But, you know, just took it real easy yesterday. Slept in the daytime, let my muscles rejuvenate and all of that. But last night, your boy had some dreams, man, some really interesting dreams. Nothing that really made any sense. Nothing that really sat very well with me. But it was one of those situations where I tell you, man, my talent for music and my talent for rhyming, sometimes it becomes a situation where that stuff pops up in my dream. And I don't know what, I wrote it down when I woke up. 6 a.m. I wrote down what the poem was, or the rhyme was that came to me. But it wasn't good. It didn't feel like it was of God. The whole dream I had felt rather demonic. And I'll tell you the truth, it started off with my mom, as a lot of my dreams do. But she came into my dream as like a 21-year-old version of herself. And she was in like this room that was really messy, man. You could see like it was the whole room was dirty. It was nothing like anything my mother would actually inhabit. And I sat with her. It felt like her spirit. She felt good. She looked like she was happy, but the room was really, really messy. It was a lot of paper all over the floor, fragmented stuff all over the place. It was like things had been thrown all over the place. I don't remember too much of that part of the dream other than I moved on from it. And ended up in a situation where it was as if it was like an orgy or some type of weird thing, man. Where I found myself in this space where everybody was doing exactly what comes to mind in places like that. And it was one of those things where it was like I was offered somebody's wife. And I said no. And then it was one of those situations. It was like, all right, well, you're going to have to face the consequences of not doing what we told you to do. I'm like, all right, well, I'll face those consequences because this don't sit right with me. I'm not about to do that. And then I ended up going into this elevator with some older Asian lady. And she tried to come on to me. Didn't manifest into nothing for whatever reason. And then, for whatever reason, because I wasn't interested. But that's not the point. The situation was, after I got out of that elevator with her, I ended up walking into this room. And I remember distinctively the correlation between the Sacramento Kings and De'Aaron Fox's speed. De'Aaron Fox is a basketball player, very fast, right? So in my head, in the dream, it was as if I had inherited De'Aaron Fox's speed, but it was more so like the Flash's speed. Follow me here. And so the room that I walked into after getting off the elevator had all Sacramento Kings colors. It was dark black, well, obviously black, and dark purple, silver. It was like a theme room, right? But as I step off the elevator, going into the room, I look in the back of the room, and it was this vast open space, midnight. And it looked to me that it was like some type of construction site being built on top of the area that I was looking out on. I liken it to the scene in Fight Club when they're at the end and they're looking out, and it was and the buildings were being blown up, and they were looking out from within the skyscraper that they were in to see a surveillance of the entire skyline and the buildings that they were ultimately blowing up. If you've seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about. I liken it to that, but only picture the skyline, that building not having any back to it, and they were able to step out and just see the night sky rather than looking through a window. So it's kind of like that, if you follow me. But what you're looking at is lightning speed entities like the Flash moving back and forth, left and right, trying to build something. And this entity said, I don't remember in what form, how it came to me, whether it was a voice in my head or something over a loudspeaker. I don't understand how this came about, but essentially said, You are going to use your speed to help build what I'm building, or else everything that you saw leading up to this, all of the people that you saw leading up to this, you're going to suffer the wrath of you not doing what I told you to do. You already didn't do what I told you to do in regards to sleeping with that person, that lady, whoever it was, the married woman. And now I'm going to give you an opportunity to use your inherited speed that you took from De'Aaron Fox to help contribute to this for which I'm building. And if you don't, it will be wrath. That's what came my way. Very demonic stuff. Definitely wasn't God. So I'm like, I'm not helping you build nothing. That's what I told that entity. I'm not helping you build this. I'm not contributing to the speed of what it is you're doing. Because essentially what he was trying to do was speed build something that would take forever to build with the people who had ultimately super speed, who had the Flash's speed. And I had inherited the Flash's speed, so to speak, or De'Aaron Fox's speed, however that goes. And he was going to make me a super speedy entity just like them, help build what he's trying to build across the night sky, which is basically something horrible. And I told him, I'm like, dog, do whatever you're going to do. Do whatever you're going to do. I ain't helping you do nothing. I ain't doing nothing you tell me to do. I answer to God, and you ain't that. So if you're going to do something, do it. And so he was like, all right, cool. And so when I got back on the elevator, came back downstairs, I ended up in a prison. Now, mind you, it was a part of this dream that I'd forgotten about leading up to it. I was in a prison, and there were certain areas of that prison area that people were healthy. You know, it was just like walking through a prison to get to the elevator. Through the orgy, whatever the hell, was the entrance, or the guise of what was really there was like the prison. And then you go into different rooms and it turns into this stuff where the orgy's going on, all that. So understand what I'm saying to you. I left that part out. But it was an aspect of that area where a lady in the prison, and mind you, this is a unisex prison, is in my head. There was a lady in a cell who had a toilet bowl. It was like one of those silver ones that you get from the hospital that they often use to put under the bed so people can use without having to move. She was there, she had it, but she wasn't using it as a toilet bowl. She was using it as a mouthwash. Very strange stuff. And the mouthwash that she was using was red, like blood. Follow me here. And she was somehow, that communication that this was the case came my way prior to going up to the areas where all the stuff was happening. So I'm like, okay, I see her establish that. When I got back downstairs, she had died. And everybody in the prison was sick. And she had died because I guess she had ingested what it is that she was supposed to be spitting out, and it killed her. And everybody in the prison had gotten sick in a different way. And it was understood that because I didn't help him build that is what had occurred. And then the poem came to me really, really fast. Something along the lines of, why does everyone want to be healed? Something of that nature. And then it was like, why does everybody want to be healed? And then it was one of those situations where it was saying, God, I wish I had the ability to show y'all what they said and then come back and more or less recite it to you. But it was more or less saying everybody wants to be healed. Some people hate the fact. I'm gonna come back. Y'all hold that thought. I'm gonna give you a part 2 to this so I can go read the poem and then bring it back to you.